Glide's second quarter-final, the long haul of tightrope, the tall order of vertigo, the furious maul of hang tough, and an epic brawl on duel. But before all that action, meet your hosts Jeremy Guscott and Ulrika Johnson.
Good evening and welcome to the National Indoor Arena here in Birmingham and to our quarter-final, which means we're one step closer to those prizes. Now this year, our winners will each receive £1,000 plus they'll drive away in one of these fabulous four-wheel drive utility vehicles brand new into the UK.
Our runners-up will also receive £1,000, plus we jet them off to the Atlantis Resort on Paradise Island in the Bahamas.
So let's meet our quarter-finalists. Tonight they are Pauline Shirt
And Trudy Ballantyne.
From?
Run at riding school at Ladyview Track Centre in Edale in Derbyshire.
So you're feeling good about tonight?
Yeah, I'm a little bit more nervous than I was before, but...
Because there is more at stake now.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And there's more pressure on you to do well now. Before it was just like, oh, get through the heat and have a good laugh, and now it's, oh, God. But, yeah, it's all right.
Well, let's hope you won't be too nervous. Let's hear it for Pauline Shirt.
Trudy, now, with you being a rugby player, after winning your heat, how much celebrating did you do?
I've only had 2 hangovers to get over.
Not too bad at all. Just remind us what you do and where you come from.
I'm an anaesthetist from Edinburgh, but I'm originally from Buckinghamshire.
What have you been doing in between the heat and now? Any kind of training?
Not really, just resting up and, as I said, getting over my hangovers.
Let's hope that the relaxing's done the job. Let's hear it for Trudy Ballantyne.
Now let's meet the guys. They are Mark Whitehouse
and Colin Curran.
And once again, what terrific support you've got there, Mark.
Yeah, they've all come back down again. They've been rushing about, but they've managed to make it. They've had time off work. They're good lads.
Now, what I want to know is Andy here tonight, your brother?
Yeah, you'll find out he's here tonight. He'll be up front row somewhere.
Now, of course, Andrew was with us last year, and is he delighted to have you go through to the quarter-final?
Yeah, I do believe so. I think deep down, Andrew's rooting for me just as much as everybody else is, yeah.
Well, we'll look out for you and hope that you really do give it your best shot. Let's hear it for Mark Whitehouse.
Colin, you're here in the quarter-final. The final just around the corner, not too far away.
Yeah, but it's not too far away. Hopefully, if I play my cards right, I might be in this final.
Just remind us, Colin, what you do and where you're from.
Well, I'm a fitness instructor back at Belfast, and I also do a bit of dancing, if you know what I mean.
I think we might know what you mean. Well, how many people have you managed to bring over from Northern Ireland?
Well, sadly, my mum and dad's not actually at this show, so if they're watching at home, I love you, Mum and Dad. I love you, Paul and Barry, and all the rest of my fans that sadly couldn't get here. But the rest, they're over here.
Let's give it up for Colin Curran.
Well, we met the girls and we met the guys, so let the quarter-final...
Our first female contender is Pauline. And she's facing Lightning.
The Glamour Glad is 57 kilos, which, as everyone knows, is really 9 stones. Pauline Shirt is 78 kilos, so naturally she's 3 stone, 4 pounds heavier.
3, 2, 1!
This is a race of 2 halves. The first is the big pull up the tightrope, the second the quick slide down. Pauline Shirt will score 10 if she's back to the button first. And Lightning has the edge, but Pauline showing great strength to stay with her. Changeover. Lightning presses her down button and hooks up for the return journey. It comes... Oh, she's gone! She loses her grip on the pulley, and she's furious. And that leaves an easy slide to the finish for Pauline to claim those 10 points. And Mum and Dad, Linda and John, love it. Lightning, controlling the race, launches herself for the slide down, then simply loses her grip on the handlebar. Here's Pauline for the post-mortem.
Pauline, down you come. I thought that your numbers were up there.
So did I. How lucky was that?
Very rare mistake from Lightning.
It was very rare she makes one, but thank God she did.
Pauline, you scored 10 points. Our second female contender is Trudy. And she's up against Fox. Over to John Anderson.
Oh, I wouldn't go back to that hairdresser. Like Pauline, Trudy's never tackled the tightrope before in competition and struggling to get to grips with the technique required, but staying on terms with Fox. In fact, she's got the edge as they approach the platform. But Fox quicker with the drop down, but it's still tight. Latches onto the T-bar firmly. It's going to be Fox who'll hit the bottom first and steal the glory. Ignition for Trudy. The anaesthetist goes under. It's enough to turn her brother's hair grey, which frankly would be a blessing.
Her gloves, grease on her glove, it's bits.
Brother Toby has plenty to say. Fox very fast on the changeover, which gave her the advantage on the return journey. So after that opening round, Pauline kicks off with a tenner. Trudy yet to score.
Our first male contender is Mark. And he's facing Ace. Over to John Anderson.
Contender,
Just to remind you, Mark is an electrician with Doncaster Council, so he's familiar with heights and qualified to give the Ace a shock. Mark a live wire on the tightrope. Ace desperate not to be a waste of space. Fast changeover from both guys. Superb skills from Mark, considering he's never ridden the tightrope before. Who's going to hit the spot first? Oh, it's tighter than John Anderson's grip on a fiver. And it looked to be Ace who clinched it, but he's dropped off. Mark's daughter Emily doesn't know. Well, let's see it again. The angle is deceptive. It's whoever impacts the end cushion first. And it's Ace by a whisker.
Over you come, mate. Mark absolutely flew up the rope there, and I thought, no way is Ace going to win this one.
Well, funny enough, I was watching him on my left. As soon as that whistle went, he was a good 6 foot in front of me, and I thought I was gone, and especially when I dismounted again. I had trouble getting the loops, but I was hanging on through one finger down there.
Powerful man.
Powerful finger.
Mark, at one stage, man, you were cruising it.
As I got to the far end and I pulled my thing, I looked up for my hand, for my grips, and they were right at the back of me. I didn't realise that they were set back so far. And then I had to, like, stand up onto the little platform up there to reach them.
Never mind. It was still a good contest. Let's give it up for Mark and Ace.
I'm just going, you know. You thrashed me up there.
Our second male contender is Colum. And he's up against Cobra. Over to John Anderson.
contender,
Weighing up the situation, Belfast-born Colum tips the scales at 73 kilos, which is 11 stone 7. Cobra will be pulling 92 kilos, also referred to as 14 stone 7. So Cobra has a 3 stones disadvantage. Colum, a tightrope novice, but you wouldn't think it to look at him go. Hands a blur on that wire. Cobra's got his work cut out here. Colum's lead to the platform enough to make the sneaky snake spit. Colum for the unhook. That lead looks unassailable. Cobra well behind at this point, and that means trouble for him. Colum on the slide to victory. Cobra desperate to get back at him, but it won't happen here. Colum wins it hands down. Cobra's down too. Colum's girlfriend Imelda delighted. Well, in fairness, Cobra does eat into Colum's lead, but he's never been happy on this equipment. Sparkling performance from Colum as he joins Jeremy.
Colum, an absolute tremendous start. That was never in doubt.
I'm very surprised.
We are how pleased you to have 10 points.
What do you think of that,
I think Mum probably thinks it's fantastic. Cobra,
Yes, Mr. Springer.
The music says it all, really.
I've been doing this for 2 years, and I try and I'm sure the lads on the floor here keep putting me up there for a laugh.
Not at all. Let's give it up for Cobra and Colin.
Well, Cobra talks cobblers most of the time, but we all still love him. After one event, Mark remains on 0, Colin scores 10.
On now with our next event, and waiting at the foot of the wall, it's Pauline. She's going to be chased by Rebel. Also getting ready to climb, it's Trudy. She's going to be pursued by Siren.
And in case you're wondering what's going through Pauline's mind, here's a clue.
Well, my opponent for the quarterfinals is Trudy. I've heard a lot about Trudy. In her first heat, she got 40 points. She was 11.5 seconds on a head start over Kate Rudd. Now, when they asked one of the girls, like, how did she do in her eliminator and stuff, she said that she did it quite fast and she went around it. But after 11.5 seconds, Kate Rudd nearly caught her up, and he came off the end of the balance beam together. And if Kate can catch her up after 11.5 seconds, I'm more or less convinced I'm going to get her. I hope.
Well, that clears that up. The referee whistles them up the wall. 50-foot sheer drop. First to the summit scores 10. Second will get 5 and a minute to do it in. Pauline in the pink, Trudy in yellow. Here come the Glads. Rebel's after Pauline. And Trudy was caught by Rebel on her last wall climb, so she's grateful Simon's on her tail this time. Pauline climbing fast alongside the chimney. And Rebel's going like a rocket up that wall. Oh, she's got her! She's done it again, and Pauline's mum, Linda, devastated. Trudy's got the top of the wall inside. She's going to secure 10 points. Yes, great climb for Trudy.
Look a bit happy with that climb.
Oh, I'm very much happy with that climb. I got caught in the first heat, but that was great.
Siren was nowhere to be seen. Well, good news for you.
Yeah, indeed. She couldn't keep up.
She couldn't keep up, and Trudy scores 10 points!
And he did that all by himself. 2 events gone, and a review of the scores reveals both girls have 10.
So we now move over to the men's wall with Mark. He's going to be pursued by Saracen.
He's mine.
Also
He's coming
contemplating
down.
the climb, it's Colin. He's going to be chased by Hunter.
There he is. Hey, how's that chesty cough, Hunter? Ah, still got it, huh? Here's what Mark really thinks of his opponent.
I've drawn Colin in the quarterfinals, and I've grown quite fond of Colin. We've been hanging about together through the training week, and he's very sharp. I've watched him on his games. He's not the biggest of the contenders, but he's very committed. He gives 150% in all the games. He's actually value for money, and I do believe that we will both be out there to win, and we will give it his best shot.
Mark's an experienced wall star, scored 10 against Cobra last time out. This is Colin's first competition climb. Mark in red, Colin in blue, the Glads are released. Hunter doesn't even touch the wall to bring Colin down. Imelda, well, being Imelda really. Now it's all about Saracen and Mark. The head start cut to 7 seconds in the quarterfinals, but it makes no difference to Mark. He's up and over.
Did you bother with any of the handholds there? It's like you were Spider-Man. You just clambered your way up there.
I could hear Saracen at the back of me psyching himself up. I thought, I can't give in to this. I've got to focus and concentrate again. I just went for it. I didn't really look at any handles. I just thought, next one that comes, it's mine. Keep moving, keep moving. And I just managed to pull it off.
Mark, you did the job. You flew out there and you scored 10 points!
Well, Sarah, you look very disappointed.
I did. I mean, they've cut the time down to 7 seconds, even though he was magnificent on that wall. There was nothing I could do. I only got halfway up, and he was already over, and he got his 10 points. I mean, what can I say? He was excellent.
He certainly was. And Colm, a bit of bad luck there, it seemed.
Well, it can't all go my way, you know, that's where the show goes. I just slipped, and he was right behind me, so I was so nervous that I couldn't actually maintain that concentration. So...
Well, it must be very difficult to psych yourself up for a game like this, and then it's over in 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's a really horrible way to win that, not having to climb the wall. But there's plenty more events to go, so hopefully he'll get some more points. It'll be a great eliminator in the end.
Absolutely. Let's hear it for Saracen, Colm and Hunter.
2 events down, 3 to go. Mark levels the scores just like the girls, 10 apiece.
So, unlucky for Colm there, but as Hunter said, plenty more events to come. So join us after the break for more action here on Gladiators.
Welcome back to the home of Gladiators, where we're ready to kick off with our next event. First female contender is Pauline. And she's facing Rio. Over to John Anderson.
Contender ready! Ready to ready!
Vertigo is all about pole position. If Pauline can traverse all 5 poles and win, she'll find herself in a 10 points better off position. Pauline climbing pole 1 strongly. She transfers from pole to pole by swinging the top and leaning towards the next one. Rio second up. Pauline already swinging. Big lean across to top pole 2. Great lead for Pauline. Rio leans to her second pole. She's going to really have to start throwing her weight around now. Pauline's on to pole 3. Her dad, John, a tower of strength with his support. Rio again tries for 3. And this time grabs hold, but it's a stretch that'll bring tears to your eyes. Pauline's on to pole 5. These points are hers and no mistake. Just needs to swing to the ring to get the whole thing done. Come on now. She's there. Great vertigo from Pauline. Dad and Mum, John and Linda, rather pleased with that. Pauline's happy as well. And Rio far from it. A bad day at the office. Pauline had a massive 2-pole lead over Rio and grabbed her reward.
Pauline, lots of smiles, lots of screaming, lots of woo! You are obviously very pleased with that performance.
Definitely, definitely. I chose Lightning in this, and she's hurt herself, so you put Rio in, and I thought, yeah, right, she's a heavy girl, she'll get the swing, but I got it.
You certainly got it, plus you got 10 points! Next up is Trudy. And she's facing Rebel. Over to John Anderson.
Contender ready! Ready to ready!
Unlike Pauline, this will be Trudy's first time on the poles, and Trudy will be looking to gain herself a 100% pole record like Pauline. She's drawn Rebel, and that's bad news to begin with. Rebel, already an experienced polster, at the top of 1. Just has the edge on Trudy. Trudy gets it going as Rebel moves to 2. John Anderson asking her to swing her pole back before making the move. Rebel working her pole well onto 3. And Trudy can't get off her first. Well, now she's there. Rebel slips across to pole 4, makes it look so very easy. Brother Tom in the green hair swinging with her. Trudy moves to pole 3. She'll score a point for every pole she completes. Rebel is just a swing away from victory. Takes the ring and registers the win. Trudy's stuck on pole 3. She'll score 2 points. Trudy's brothers Toby and Dick want her to finish. She's on to pole 5. A great effort, but to little avail. Working hard to get the job done. And at long last, she gets there. Tom's now got a hand the same colour as his hair.
Absolutely huge congratulations. That looked very, very easy indeed. What can I say? You ain't got nothing if you ain't got that swing. And you got it. Well done, Rebel.
Trudy, not all is lost. She still managed to get 2 points out of that, but I mean, Rebel flew across.
She did, didn't she? As she said, I haven't got that swang thang.
Swang bang. There's still a few more events to catch up the points. You're still obviously very confident.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep at it. Got to keep chasing Pauline. She's good, but she's got to be better.
OK, let's give it up for Trudy.
After 3 events, Pauline adds 10 to total 20, and Trudy adds 2 to make 12.
Defending the goal, it's Ace. Also getting ready to play, it's Column. And defending the goal, it's the Wolfman. Over to Thomas.
It's 10-10 in the guys' competition. They'll add 2 points to their totals for every goal they score. It's a case of stretching the bungee and making it bounce to grab the balls from the platform. Colm strikes Wolf's bungee. Bad luck. Takes another ball, throws and scores, as does Mark. Mark with another shot, no score. Mark loading both barrels. First one misses. Colm with another. Good lob. Clears Wolf to score. 4-2 to Colm. 14-12 overall. Colm more accurate than Mark by any stretch of the imagination. Less than half a minute. Colm shoots, parried by Wolf. Mark fast on the uptake, but once he's got a ball, he fails to do much with it. That's more like it. Ace has conceded 4, Wolf has conceded 6. Mark again, plenty of speed and firepower, but his aims too frequently let him down. Oh, but not that time. Mark again, 2 more. Now he's got his eye in, and he's rubbing Ace's nose in it. Colm with a last-ditch attempt, but that's how the scores will stay. Mark with 8 points, Colm with 6. Mark's son Elliot delighted with the win. Mark signals 4 goals. There's the evidence. Colm's laid-back approach paid dividends with 6 points. So after 3 events, Mark's up to 18, Colm's just 2 points behind.
Time now for our next event. Our first female contender is Pauline. And she's facing Vogue.
Vogue about to face one of her strongest ever contenders.
Over to John Anderson.
Contender ready! Anchor ready! 3, 2, 1!
Pauline needs to reach the platform Vogue's leaving if she wants to add 10 points to her score. If she finishes the 60 seconds of allotted swing time while hanging on to a red ring, she'll score 5. Pauline out of harm's way at the moment. Vogue coming across. 20-year-old Pauline doesn't actually work out in the gym. She gets all the tough exercise she needs in her job as head groom and working on her parents' farm. Vogue locks on. Now we'll see if the time Pauline spends mucking out is going to pay dividends. She pulls for the national tug-of-war team. Now she's beginning to realise how the rope must feel. Pauline carrying a combined weight of nearly 20 stones on those arms. Still more than 20 seconds to hang tough. Pauline holding a red ring, which means she'll score 5 if she stays the distance, but there's a long way to go yet. It's remarkable strength and determination from the Derbyshire lass that she's still there. It's been many a long season since we've seen a contender tough it out like this. And Vogue is trying every trick in the book. She hasn't a hope of shifting Pauline with her body weight. A superb example of sheer brute strength. 5 points the hard way. Drops down with Vogue still on her back. Mum and Dad thrilled by that incredible performance, but I think Pauline's in trouble. She took a bad landing with Vogue still hanging to her. The medics have been summoned. And this drama is relentless. Dad John concerned. Dr. Adrian Noon is the physician in attendance. Pauline is smiling, but she's still on her back. What bad luck. Sister Julie clearly upset by this, and the family awaiting the doctor's assessment. And a bad time for Pauline's mum, Linda, as Pauline is transferred to the stretcher. If we look at the replay, I think that most of the damage has been done with all that weight, that combined weight pulling on her neck. And I don't think it's the landing. If we check out the landing, Vogue lands on her feet, and Pauline seems to have landed okay there. What a tragedy. One of the best contenders we've ever had on Gladiators is now wheeled off to the emergency room. But she's still brave, she smiles and waves, the crowd appreciate it, and as always on Gladiators, we'll give you an update on her condition before the end of the show.
Our second female contender is Trudy. And she's facing Siren.
Here's the Siren, all 70 kilos of her. That's 11 stone weight-wise. Her opponent is Trudy Ballantyne. Trudy's 67 kilos, which translated into English means she's half a stone lighter. Siren with a score to settle, and Trudy knows it. Trudy took 10 off Siren on the wall earlier this evening, so Siren's in no mood to concede any more to the Edinburgh-based anaesthetist. Trudy electing to go down the right wing, but that way leads to trouble. Siren takes her on the back swing. Trudy one ring. Look like Siren's got her revenge. Just under 20 seconds. Trudy force-fed a faceful of match. Her supporters just grateful she's in one piece.
Trudy, that was all over very quick.
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm just happy to get from one ring to the next, so it's very difficult, that game.
Why is that not one of your favourites?
No, I'm afraid it's not. I don't have the strength of Pauline.
The strength of Pauline. Siren, wow, you've won.
Don't sound so surprised, Jeremy.
Of course you know you're always going to win.
I'm actually starting to quite enjoy that game. I think I've found myself on the rings.
Oh, thanks very much. Let's give it up for Siren and Trudy.
After 4 events, Pauline 25, Trudy 12. Still no news of Pauline. We'll bring it to you as soon as we get it.
Our first male contender is Mark. And he's against the one and only Saracen.
Sarah's been here since it all started, and he's still doing the business. Looks the business as well. 111 kilos, that's 17.5 stones of solid Saracen. Swinging against Mark, who's 79 kilos, 5 stones lighter than Sarah. Saracen will be looking to emulate Siren's victory because Sarah conceded 10 points to Mark on the wall. Saracen, a takedown specialist when it comes to ring work, but Mark's proved he has a head for height, coupled with a cool, analytical brain. Sarah weighing up the situation before making a move, and that was a wrong move. Mark still short of the scoring zone, figuring out his next move. Oh, but Sarah looks like he's going to make it for him. Oh, Sarah locks on. Mark high with the feet. Sarah got his hands full with this tough customer, but he's not about to let go of that vest. Sarah's got the front of Mark's vest, but can't get his legs into a takedown position. Mark wriggling to get free like a worm on a hook. Sarah keeping him out of the scoring zone. By any stretch of the imagination, that's incredible. Just glad it's Mark's vest and not his skin. Sarah lets go to spare Mark splashes, I think. Less than 10 seconds. But Mark's still nowhere near the scoring zone, so even when he hears the time-up hooter, he'll have no points for his trouble. But it's down to great defending from Sarah. Sarah's out of there. Mark 2. Sarah keeps Mark out of the points. Mark's mum and daughter not happy about this at all. Sarah cops a mouthful from Emily.
Mark, there's not much of your clothes left, your uniform there.
It did fit. At one time, it did fit perfect.
Let's give it up for Sarah and Mark.
Woo! That was close, close.
Our second male contender is Colm. And he's up against Hunter.
Hunter, one of the brightest stars in the Gladiator galaxy. But here's what Colm thinks about being here.
In this round, I am dreading it because I'm actually up against my mate, Mark Whitehouse. He's been my pal from the very first day of training. I just took to him like duck to water. He's a brilliant joke teller, he's good fun. Sadly, I had to actually meet him in this round. But win or lose, I hope we remain friends and I'm going to actually see him after this show.
3, 2, 1. Hunter had it easy on the wall against Colm earlier, but this is going to be tougher. He knows that last time out on the rings, Colm scored 5 against the Wolfman, and to score against Wolfie is no mean feat, and it galls me to have to admit that. Hunter patrolling the edge of the scoring zone, looking to hang a left, makes his move on Colm. Colm just out of reach. Hunter will make contact on the next swing. Colm with his legs high. Hunter gets a piece of vest. Hope this one doesn't rip. John Anderson's only got time to sew one vest to show. Hunter's low on the leg. Less than half a minute to go. Colm wiping Hunter's nose with the sole of his shoe. Where does he get the strength from? Keeping Hunter up. Oh! Hunter's gone. Taking Colm's back brace with him. The buckle must have shattered under the pressure. Colm now with 11 seconds to reach Hunter's platform and secure 10 points. Colm's going nowhere, clearly content to hang about and let the time pass. So at least he'll bank 5 points. The Belfast fitness instructor kept the Hunter at bay, worth a handful of points in anyone's bank. Imelda delighted. Here comes David and Goliath for the interrogation.
Hunter, just tell us how Colm just managed to slip out of your grasp.
Yeah, well, they make us wear all this safety gear, which is obviously needed for the event, and I got hold of his back brace, and I was holding on to that, and the buckle just came loose, so I ended up eating Matt.
Eating Matt. Colm, 5 points, baby!
My mum's not going to be pleased about this, I'm telling you.
I think your mum's going to be pleased about 5 points, time. Let's give it up for Colm and Hunter!
The boy Hunter.
tough?
He certainly did. Mark's on 18, Collins on 21 as we move on to the next event.
Well, with Pauline's accident in Hang Tough, we've sent her to hospital for precautionary reasons because, of course, here on Gladiators, safety's first and winning comes second. And on this occasion, we bring in our substitute. And our substitute tonight is Tara Leyden, with the fastest eliminator out of our substitutes. So, Tara, just tell everybody at home what you're doing, where you're from.
I'm a retail assistant and I'm from Weston-super-Mare.
Now, you'll adopt Pauline's points and you'll hopefully as well adopt Pauline's supporters because, of course, we want to see a good competition now. Now, you've got to go off and get ready for Duel, which is the last event, and then waiting just around the corner is the eliminator. So let's hear it for Tara!
You may remember Tara only just lost out to Pauline in the heat, so she's a good replacement. She faces Rio, 79 kilos, 12 stone 7. Tara Leyden, the girl who puts the super into Weston-super-Mare. She's 70 kilos, that's 21 pounds lighter.
Contender ready! Ready! On top!
Well, Tara certainly didn't think she'd find herself on a pugil platform when she woke up this morning. Rio with the first strike. Tara's rocked, but she manages to recover. Talk about in at the deep end. Poor old Tara being knocked from pillar to post with Rio's stick. Oh, she's gone! And who can blame her? Rio dispatches Tara with 6 or 7 of her finest whacks. Rio stings her with an opening salvo, which Tara does well to ride, but in the end, Rio's relentless stick work took its toll, and Tara's balance deserted her.
Next up, it's Trudy! She's facing Rebel!
In her heat, Trudy was a point-scoring powerhouse. Here's what she had to say about that.
In my show, I got 40 points, which is an all-time record for the ladies. It's just excellent. It was such fun scoring in nearly every game, and sets you up so well for the eliminator that it makes it easier. Not easy, but easier.
Someone's been busy with the coloured pencils. Trudy's first engagement on the duel, and she couldn't have drawn a tougher opponent than Rebel. 10 points if he knocks the Gladiator off her perch, 5 if she stays the distance for the draw. As an anaesthetist, she should know how to put Rebel's lights out, and she's doing a great job absorbing everything Rebel can throw at her. Excellent dueling from both girls. Rebel's going to have to pull out something special if she's going to win this. Less than 10 seconds. Rebel looks to have given her best, and it's not enough. Trudy's a mauler and a brawler when she needs to be. 5 points the hard way. Huge relief on Trudy's face. Rebel commends her dueling skills, and Trudy can't believe it as her fans celebrate. Right up to the hooter, Trudy was putting together some classy combinations and defending with tenacity, parrying the best that Rebel could offer. So, after 5 events, Pauline's deputy, Tara, on 25, Trudy's on 17.
So we're now moving to the men's event with Mark! And he's facing Vulcan. Over to John Anderson.
Contender ready! Ready! On top!
Mark giving away 5 stones to the beady-eyed Bushman, so it's going to be tough. Oh, Vulcan lets one go, and Mark recoils in horror. Vulcan wins hands down. Mark's down as well in 2.6 seconds. The awesome Antipodean maintains his undefeated dueling record. Mark's brother Andrew, a wry smile.
To it, oh my God, you didn't have a chance to get into the competition at all, really?
I did actually have a plan, believe it or believe it not. I thought if I done it first one and let the second one go, but as he caught me with the first one and the second one came across 18 stone, it's difficult to move.
Absolutely, what can you do? And I have to say, some excellent work there by you, Vulcan.
Yeah, I know that. I'm going to say, my grandmother hits harder than you, man. You're going to go to the gym and practice and all that.
Well, I'm proud of you anyway. Let's hear it for Mark!
Vulcan doesn't mince his words. He just minces contenders. She doesn't mince her words either.
Next up on Duel, it's Colm. And he's facing Wolf. Over to John Anderson.
Contender ready! Ready, go! Ready!
Hound is definitely up for this. Column scored 10 when they last faced each other across the neutral platforms, and both straight to work. Wolf smashing into him. Incredible punishment, but Column somehow is weathering it. Explosive action from Wolf, giving it everything. Oh, and Wolf has gone straight out the back door. What a remarkable victory for Column. Unbelievable. Wolf was there, and then suddenly he wasn't. Imelda's ecstatic.
Wolf, you're considerably taller and bigger than him, and I would have thought you would have put up a better fight.
I stepped back, he didn't hit me.
So you're giving him no credit at all for that victory?
I beat myself, I stepped backwards.
Well, then you're a bigger fool than I thought you were. Let's just have a word with the wee man that can.
Well, I don't know. Where's nose a crack? Did you step back? Yeah. He did slip. I'll go with that, but I still won. Thanks for the 10 points.
Hey, all credit goes to this man. Well done, Colin, 10 points.
And doesn't Wolfie know it? After 5 events, Mark stays on 18, Column moves up to 31.
So that's the games out of the way. All that remains is the eliminator. Remembering, of course, that at stake is 2 places in the semi-finals. Join us after the break here on Gladiators. Welcome back to the National Indoor Arena here in Birmingham, where it's eliminator time. Now, in the women's event, Trudy's on 17 points, Tara's on 25. That's an 8-point difference, giving Tara a 4-second head start. Over to Jeremy.
Tara, you've got a 4-second lead, and, you know, it's the second bite of the cherry. You really got to make it count, haven't you?
I certainly have. 4.5 seconds is basically nothing in this game because anything can happen, but I will do my best.
Trudy, 4 seconds with a semi-final at stake. I suppose you're going to catch that up in no time.
I'm going to be chasing her. Going to be on her back.
OK. If you go over to the start, I'll see you at the other end. Over to John Anderson.
Tara, you will go on my first whistle. Trudy, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
Tara Leyden, supermarket assistant from Western Supermare, deputising for Pauline Shirt. Here comes Trudy Ballantyne, the Edinburgh anaesthetist. Trudy's fastest eliminator time, 1 minute 40 seconds. Tara's a minute 43. And Trudy already eating into Tara's 4-second advantage. Tara up and over the top. This must be so tough for her. Coming in cold at the very last minute. Turns to the rope. Legs up and pushes away. The curse of the rope strikes again. Trudy with better luck. Trudy's caught her, now the race is really on. The struggle up the rope proved tough for them both, but Trudy's come off best. And as Gladiator fans will know, once you've had a go at this rope and not quite got to grips with it, the lactic acid starts to set in, making it tougher. Brothers Toby and Dick are on the feet. Trudy's on the trapeze, makes the changeover, and here's what's ahead of her. Still no sign of Tara. Trudy under no pressure, climbing steadily. Tara on the ladder, in trouble. Surely she... Oh, she's plunged into the Valley of Lost Souls. And Andrew Norgate will hold Tara there for 10 seconds. He's got the luckiest job in the arena. Bet Tara's wondering what else can go wrong. Trudy tops the cargo nets. Andy times the penalty. Now she's off. Tara climbs the ladder as Trudy scoops the zip line. Flying splashdown there. Will the graveyard spook her out and give Tara the chance to get back into the race? Tara with the swing. Makes it. Trudy on the seesaw, she can afford to take her time and ensure she makes no mistakes. Toby and Dick giving it plenty. Trudy, focused and clear about what she's got to do. The Travelator will be her final test. Sprints up the rolling road with energy to spare. Trudy Ballantyne into the semi-finals of Gladiators. Mum, Pooh and Sister Polly stand to acclaim her victory, as do the Brothers Grimm. Great characters. Tara speeding towards the crash mat. Legs up for the impact. Spectacular landing. Turns to face the final curtain, the graveyard shift. 2 seesaws and a Travelator from home. John Anderson giving the directions, but I doubt she'll get lost. 20 minutes ago, she had her feet up watching the show. Now she's in it. Second seesaw, the crowd getting right behind her. Well, nearly all of them. Tara on the Travelator powers her way to the top. Tara Leyden, game contender under tough circumstances. Gives it large.
In the semi-finals. How good does that feel?
Oh, it feels very good. Very good indeed.
4 seconds, I think, was quite a lot of time to make up.
Yeah, I seemed to overtake her on the rope and didn't look back.
How much fun have you had?
Oh, excellent. So much fun.
And you've got to come back for more.
Oh, more and more and more.
You've been great. Well done for getting through to the semi-final. Let's hear it for Trudy Ballantyne.
Well, I have to say, it was a tough one to ask you to come in during the last event and then to come in cold almost to do the Eliminator.
Yeah, I've got on there. Everything seemed to go wrong this time. Last time I did the Eliminator, it went great. I did everything quite smooth, didn't make a mistake really. This time, my hands just slipped off the overhead ladder. I couldn't get over the rope. But I've just been glad for another chance. I've had a great time. And thanks to Pauline's supporters for giving me a bit of support. I really needed it.
Let's hear it for Tara!
Well, there's no one who wouldn't feel for Tara right now. Trudy, with a smile that says it all, battled brilliantly tonight. Her ticket to the semi-final booked and confirmed. Accepts the congratulations of her supportive family. Hug from Mum Poo. And here's another heroine going to the Shirt family. Pauline's sister Julie with a consolation hug. In the ladies' contest for the fastest eliminator, Trudy's time was way outside the existing record of 1:35.2 set by Jane Smith. In the men's contest, Column's 13-point lead converts to a 6.5-second lead at the start of the eliminator.
Colm, you will go on my first whistle. Mark, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
Colm Curran, fitness instructor from Belfast, his last eliminator completed in 1:34 seconds. On to the net before Mark Whitehouse is released. Mark, a street lighting electrician from Doncaster. Mark's fastest eliminator recorded at 1:23, so Mark is quicker, but Colm's head start could make all the difference. Colm to the rope, hauls his way up. Mark throws himself over the top of the net, desperate to pull back that lead second by second. Colm on the bike, clicks the pedals into gear. Mark makes short work of the rope. Colm struggling with his bike work. Mark begins his pedalling. Mark's wife Carol on her feet. It's agony to watch. Colm swings the Death Valley. Net climb ahead. Imelda wants more work from Colm. Mark finishes with the bike. He'll trapeze to the net and try to catch Colm on the climb. Carol knows how close he is. Colm's lead reduced big time, but he'll be first to the gantry. Imelda speechless. There's a rarity. Colm to the zip line. Mark losing time again on the net. Colm sliding to the crash match. Anything can happen in the next half a minute. Mark is down. Knows he can still pull this off. Colm to the first seesaw. He's fast. He's agile. And he takes a terrible fall off there. Recovers for the second seesaw. Mark gaining very fast. Here's where it's won or lost. A semi-final place is at stake. It's neck and neck. Oh, yeah, Colm's gone and Mark's gone. This is incredible drama. Carol nearly collapsed. Colm firing up for another whack. He's digging in, but his legs, they're going, they're gone. Imelda mortified. Mark with a second bite of the cherry. This is for glory and a place in the semis. He's going nowhere. He's going backwards. The power has gone. It's time to dig deep into the courage bank. Although both guys look like they're more than overdrawn. Colm hoping for third time lucky. No one can bear to look. This is an astonishing eliminator. Here they go. Both guys have recharged the batteries. Colm and Mark together. Mark's gone again. Crumples on the belt. And Colm's thrown into reverse. The tension's unbearable. I've got a migraine. Mark trying to find something that isn't there. And back into reverse. Brother Andrew knows the agony.
Get your breath back. Make sure you get it right this time. Head up. Big strides. Keep calm.
I've never seen anything like this. Who'll dare to try first? It's Colm. This looks promising. He's going. He's there. He grasps the top lip and finally makes it. Colm Curran into the semi-finals of Gladiators.
Get yourself ready.
The pain shows in his face.
This is the important one, though.
Everybody is willing him on. Mark attacks it with renewed vigour, grits his teeth and tames the Travelator in style. A brave performance from Mark Whitehouse. He conquers the Travelator. He's finally there, swings in.
Colin, you're very, very emotional. What does this all mean to you?
This is just a dream. Yes. You just don't know what this means to me. Every time I run up that Travelator, it's being so close to my dream and seeing Mark run up before me, and me standing there at the bottom, my heart's sinking to my feet. Something inside just made me go for it. Go, because my mum said go for it, and it's not over until it's over.
But it's sure been worth it, hasn't it?
Oh, this is heaven. This is so good. I can't believe this.
You can't believe it. It's so good. You're through to the semi-final. Let's hear it for Colin Cohen.
Well, Mark, I have to say that certainly provided us with the most exciting eliminator yet. And if only you could have seen the faces of your family, your brother, your wife. I mean, they were almost in tears. It was just so exciting and it was so heart-rending.
I knew 6 seconds could be caught. I felt in my own mind I could catch him.
But you nearly did. I mean, you got to the same spot at the same time, but at the end of the day, the Travelator is the killer.
I gave it everything I could. I don't like to disappoint people, but I gave it my best shot, and I'm very grateful that everybody came and...
Listen, you've not been a disappointment. You got through to the quarterfinals. Everybody's been here egging you on like crazy, and it's been great to have you on the show.
I'd like to just say a big, big thank you to my wife, Carol, who throughout all this has put all their things to one side and helped me out. Without you, love, I couldn't have even started it, so thank you.
Let's hear it for Mark Whitehouse. Well done.
Well, that was a nail-biter right to the end. It's all too much for little Elliot. Colm can hardly walk, I can hardly talk, but there he is. Imelda, the first to congratulate him. Give a chance, Imelda, he still needs some air, mate. Mark, the gallant runner-up. The Whitehouse family reunion. He gave his all.
Well, that was an absolutely awesome eliminator. It's not known as the mother of all assault courses for nothing.
Absolutely. If you want more thrills, more spills, join us next week here on Gladiators.
For safety reasons, do not attempt to recreate any of the events you have seen on Gladiators.